We're never not entitled to our feelings. We are all entitled to have the full range of our emotional experience. There's nothing that says we can't be angry, can't be sad, can't be upset, can't be frustrated. Yes, we can. We can be all of those things. It's absolutely okay. It's what we do with it that's the difference between conflict and conflict resolution.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this amazing series of understanding men and understanding each other to have a more deeper, loving, connected relationship. That's what this is all about, and we touch on everything, and I mean everything. From cheating, porn, sex, having a deeper, more connected, loving relationship, and everything else in between to get there and to understand where conflict comes from. That is what we are touching on today. There will always be conflict in a relationship. It's inevitable. Or is it? Today, we discuss that with David. Don't forget to subscribe to this series, to this channel, for we are uploading every week to help you. For anyone not in a relationship, this will help future relationships for you to have understanding how to have a deep, loving connection, and for current relationships and marriages to really spark that deep connection. That is my passion in delivering the value to you. And with the amazing David Perry, we do that. So when you have your aha moment, your breakthrough moment, I want you to hit the thumbs up. I want you to comment. But this is not just a video. It is a dialogue. It is a conversation between us. You are affirming what moment you had your breakthrough, and I am hearing you to understand where I am delivering your value, your special moment. So enough from me. Let's go straight to David, to the interview. David, the question is how to remove emotion from conflict in a relationship.
So here's the thing about relationships. They're replete with conflict. They're replete with inner conflict. They're replete with sometimes conflict amongst participants in the relationship, right?
Yeah.
So it's not so much about removing conflict, but navigating through it and resolving conflict. And so obviously emotions get involved, and what happens is we can get hijacked by our emotions, and then we lose all opportunity for rational discourse. One of the things that I always like to remind myself is to separate the person from the behavior. So we all have an emotional experience. We all get quote unquote triggered by our emotions, and then we act out in reaction to whatever triggered us. And so there's two things. One is when we experience that, it's about seeking first to understand, then to be understood. Now, that's two things: seeking first to understand the other person, and then also to understand what your experience of the other person is, but also about really paying attention to your own internal experience, what's going on in your body, and then asking yourself questions in the moment. What's going on with me? What am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? What is this reminding me of? And is this about me right now, or is this something else? Now, those are deep questions. They're deep. And most people, we don't really go there. We're just kind of interacting, and we have a conversation, and we kind of are in a flow. But when something like this happens, it can cause a breakdown of communication, because what we want to do is we want to protect ourselves. Yeah. We want to seal off from whatever feels unsafe to us. And people don't even think safety, but we feel unsafe. Yeah. And it's about really, really connecting with that fear, because it's a fear. Yeah. Putting it in its proper place, getting present in the moment, because who we're talking to is probably our partner. They're the person that we love. Yeah. And then really, really trying to understand their experience so that we can meet them where they're at. And by active listening, with curiosity, like what's going on with them. And then when we receive them, separating the behavior, because when we're in conflict, the conflict is the message often creates an unsafe space for us. The delivery of the message creates an unsafe space for us, not the message itself. So it's the wording the person says. Oftentimes people will say, they'll point a finger, and what they're really doing is they're saying, hey, I'm feeling this way because, but what they're really, it comes out like, you're being this way.
Yeah.
So then what does that do? It's an indictment. And then what happens when a person is charged with something? They have to have a defense, right? So we automatically want to go, well, I'm not guilty, or I'm ashamed, or I'm in some sort of feeling, and I want to defend myself against this indictment.
Yeah.
So based experience communication. In other words, you're not coming from you doing this. You're not trying to indict your partner. What you're trying to do is express your experience in a way that is safe for them to receive it.
Yeah.
That requires, one, checking into yourself with yourself emotionally, and then coming from a place of expressing your experience to your partner so that they can receive you without feeling the need to defend themselves, and then making a request. For instance, real simple, kind of funny. Let's say you and I are married, or we're in a relationship and we are living together, you and I, right? And I have this habit of every time I go to use the restroom, I leave the toilet seat up. Now, that could probably be so annoying, right?
Oh, well, yeah. For a woman, yeah, because
right.
You can fall inside.
Right. God forbid. So now, say one time you wake up in the middle of the night. You really have to go. It's the middle of the night pee session, right? Sometimes we get in the middle of the night, got to go pee. We wake up, bladder wakes us up. We go in there. You go in there to sit down, and you fall in. And you're tired. Oh my God, it's a shock to the system. Perhaps you get hurt a little bit, and so it's like your whole system has been disrupted by this occurrence. Why did that happen? Because mindless David left the toilet seat up. Right? Man. So there's two ways you can handle it. You can be really, really upset, and you're entitled to being upset. We're never not entitled to our feelings. We are all entitled to have the full range of our emotional experience. There's nothing that says we can't be angry, can't be sad, can't be upset, can't be frustrated. Yes, we can. We can be all of those things. It's absolutely okay. It's what we do with it that's the difference between conflict and conflict resolution.
Yes.
So you can come out of the bathroom, wake me up, David. I'm so sick of this. You left the toilet seat up again. My bottom's bruised. I fell in the cold water. I had to go take a quick shower. Oh my God, why can't you leave the toilet seat down when you use it? What's wrong with you? Now what happened? I'm under attack. I've just been woken up from my slumber. I had no idea, right?
May I ask?
So, yes.
In that moment of someone doing that, how does that make you feel when you're under attack? Especially if you're triggered from an unstable, unpredictable upbringing, doesn't that just trigger that trauma?
Okay, so we'll touch on that. So now, guess what? Good point. Now I'm not in my body. I'm not my age. I'm 3 years old.
Yes.
And I'm being scolded by my mother.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
So now I'm not feeling safe. I'm feeling very emasculated, very small as a man, right? Yeah. I'm projected the mother role onto you. Yeah. And now I feel I need to defend myself from this attack.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what we had a total breakdown of communication. And here's the thing, maybe you're triggered also because your father was never very considerate of you and your needs, because he just didn't know how to connect to a girl child. So in that moment when you had this experience of, he left the toilet seat up, he totally disregarded my needs, I feel abandoned. That's subconscious. And so now, out of fear and upset and abandonment, you come and you rouse me from my slumber, and I'm assaulted by this whole thing and upset. And then the way that I'm receiving you and your aggression,
Mm.
now I'm defensive and I'm triggered.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got to find mess.
And then yeah.
Right.
And there's the conflict.
So now we have conflict. How can we avoid that? So here we go. So one is, the first thing you can do is take a moment. Give yourself the gift of time.
Yes.
That allows you to connect with yourself and your experience. Slow and steady, steady is fast. Slow it down.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
Yeah.
Slow it down. Check in with yourself, what you're feeling in your body. Be curious about your own experience. Seek first to understand how you're reacting and why.
Yeah.
Take a moment. Remember where you are.
Yes.
Where are you? Are you 3 years old or are you an adult?
Yes.
Are you in your childhood home or are you in your own home with your partner?
Yeah.
Is your partner out to get you or did they make a mistake? Right? Okay. Now what we've done is we've gotten centered and grounded in ourselves. We've given ourselves the gift of time. We've reconnected to our mind, our rational mind. Even though we're still in our feelings, the two can dialogue with one another and work in collaboration. Now let's go toward resolving the problem. Now, first thing is time. Is it appropriate in the moment to rouse me up, to wake me up in the middle of the night to talk about this?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
But we wouldn't know that if we hadn't have taken a moment to come back to ourselves.
That's right.
And say,
yes.
Right, and connect with ourselves.
Yes.
So then, right?
Right.
Now, am I off the hook? Absolutely not off the hook, right? Because it is about accountability. Because how can I be of service to you if I don't know what you need?
Absolutely. Right? It's all in the deliverance, isn't it, David? When and
yes,
how
it is.
Removing emotion. That was my big aha, wake up, learning to remove emotion. And in any event where you're feeling aroused in that emotion, counting down, like you said, taking time, counting down, removing emotion. I always tell myself, Susie, remove the emotion. Or if necessary, if someone's so wound up, walk away, collect yourself, breathe, remove the emotion, go back, and then talk it through in a rational way. To me, that is key to a successful communication in a relationship. As we have touched on, it is all triggered from something from childhood that has just made you feel that way. So you have to tap into your childhood. What was Dad like with me in this moment that I'm feeling this? Because it's never about your partner, is it? It's never about.
No.
I mean, look, okay, the toilet seat was left up, you fell in, you got wet, you got bruised, you got hurt, sure. Partner's accountable, but it's like, hey, baby, last night I fell into the toilet, really hurt myself. Can you please remember to put the toilet seat down? I would really appreciate it. So would my bottom. Something like that.
Right.
And deliver differently. And I know from my experience, it's like, oh my goodness, you were, oh, so sorry. And then fine, it's all forgotten and dealt with. It is all in the delivery.
Well, here's the thing, though. A very important part of this, too, is to express your emotional experience.
Yeah. Yes.
So that your partner can meet you. So like, and so like you could say, babe, I fell into the toilet. You left the toilet seat up and I fell into it last night. I got bruised and, I'm just, it hurts me that it hurts that you keep leaving it up. I feel like I don't feel important. I don't feel like my needs are important to you when that happens. So with the nonviolent communication, it's the experience.
Yeah.
When you leave the toilet seat up, I don't feel like I'm important to you.
Yeah.
I don't feel like my needs are being met. You know that I need the toilet seat down. Mm. So if you could please put it down immediately when you're done, please remember. And then what I need from you is the request. That's the request. In the future, please, can you just remember to put the toilet seat down because it feels like I don't feel important to you when you leave it up. And so it's here's my emotional experience as a response to what's happening with your behavior. And my request is that you do this for me in service to me. And then you can also be curious and say, is there something going on where, is it hard for you to remember to put the toilet seat down? And coming from a place of curiosity, because we don't know what's going on in our partner's mind. So coming from a place of curiosity about your partner and their experience can really help alleviate a lot of tension from and diffuse the tension, the emotional charge in a situation, because you really want to meet them where they're at. And if they're yelling, if they're screaming at you, if a person is yelling and screaming, it means they're afraid.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, they're really mad. No. Underneath that anger is fear.
Yeah.
And that is usually a response that's coming from a very young place in a person.
Fear.
Now, I know we're getting into deep concepts.
It's true. Fear and pain, would you say?
Well, yeah, fear of being hurt.
Yeah.
Fear of pain, right? They're hurting and they're afraid of more hurt. And so they react. Yeah. So the bottom line is, take a pause, get into your mind, get into your body before you approach your partner and engage with them. Now, sometimes you're on the receiving end of that. Again, take a pause, get into your mind, get into your body, separate the person from the behavior. This is your partner. They are not their behavior. If you were with them, there's probably some good reasons why you chose them. Some virtuous, they have virtues.
Yes.
So focus on that, and then be curious about their emotional experience. And rather than immediately reacting to whatever they're yelling at you about, be curious about it and ask for more information. Well, what's going on? Like, what's really going on? Well, I'm so-and-so, da-da-da. Again, slowing it down, maybe maintaining a calm voice, which could take a lot of work for some of us because we can get so triggered by yelling as it is.
Yeah.
And then continuing with curiosity. And if they're just not approachable, if you cannot reach a person because they are intoxicated in their emotion, remove yourself from the situation. Say, you know what? I really hear that you're upset. I really understand you're upset. However, we're not getting anywhere like this. And I really want to hear you. I really want to be present with you. But let's take a break and come back after we've cooled down, and we can talk about it. Now, that right there can be really hard work. Yeah. Just because we say it doesn't mean it's easy.
Yes, I know.
So I really want to emphasize this, that for some of us, this is new, that this can be very hard work to stay in yourself and not be reactionary. Yes. And what it is to remove conflict. It's all about thoughtful response over emotional reaction. Yeah. Does that answer your question, Susie?
It absolutely does. Thank you, David. I hope you gained a lot from that. You are in a safe environment here, able to show up as your authentic self. This is the beginning of your healing journey of understanding each other and yourselves. So comment, what was your aha moment? What resonated with you? And ladies, please, what questions do you want answered? Write it in the comments. I will answer each and every one of you, for it is a discussion. We're showing up here as sisters, and we will have a conversation, and we will cover everything that you desire. But I need your input. We are a tribe here. So I look forward to hearing from you. I love you all. Take care. Bye.